I'm in the process of learning how to make more of my own clothes, and I think my latest project is my best one so far. Here are the different components I used for this lace-up halter top in case you want to make it yourself. And without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to begin by tracing this top that I already have, using it to get a rough idea for where my armpit, waist, and neck will be. And once I cut that out of my lining fabric, I can also use it to cut out my top layer. Next, you want to add darts at the bust for the lining fabric. I experimented a lot with pinning the fabric so I could get the dart placement exactly where I wanted it. Once I was happy with that, I moved on to sewing some neckties, which you're going to want to sew right in between the lining and top part like this. And let me show you why. Once you sew those down and flip it inside out, you should get something like this, which you can then iron down and sew a top stitch over, and boom, your front side is done. Now moving on to the back, I'm going to use the front side as a guide to sketch out the back panels. And once I have my 2 lining panels and 2 top panels, I'm going to pin them together at the top and sew a straight stitch across. Now I'm just lifting up the top panel so I can go in with a ruler and mark where I want the loopholes for the lace-up part of this top to be. Then I'm just measuring and cutting out the loopholes themselves from the 3rd strap I made earlier. Oh, and don't forget to sew each of the loopholes into place before you fold down the top panel and sew everything closed. After trimming the edges of the fabric, we're just going to go ahead and flip it inside out. Just like I did for the front side, I'm going to iron everything flat and then sew a top stitch along those edges. Okay, the front and back are done, so now is the time to try it on and map out the fit. In my opinion, this can really make or break your top, so make sure you're trying it on and that you're really satisfied with the fit before you sew the sides together. I'm going in with a serger to finish the edges, but you can also use a zigzag stitch to finish them as well. Okay, we're so close to the finish line. After hemming the bottom of the top, all that's left to do is to lace up the back, and we are done. I'm pleasantly surprised by how this turned out. I honestly didn't think I had it in me to make something like this, so if anything, take this as a sign to go attempt something outside of your comfort zone. I also added a little fabric rose as a final touch, and the tutorial for that is on my page, so go check that out as well.